Hello, Internet! You are watching Mr. Axebane. I'm playing Farming Simulator 22, and this is episode 5 of my Griffin Indiana series. We still got the rented baler. Got to return that today but I have to finish baling this. But that is not actually the first priority. We got some other things we need to get done. And in this episode, in this day, I'm not always going to do one day per episode. It just happens to have worked out that way as far as how much work I needed and how much I fit into the episodes. But some episodes may cover several days. Like for instance, when I'm waiting on crops to grow and I don't have a lot of work to do, I'll sometimes do a little bit of contract work when that comes up. But I don't do a ton of contract work. It's a great way to earn money though. But if I can't find stuff to do, I'll be skipping some days. So some months will go. Some episodes will be more than one day, and so far though they've all been one day. This episode we are going to finish this field. I'm gonna extend it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna wait to try to build the next field because I need to get this going. So we're gonna then do a couple of things actually at one time because we gotta start making some money. We're gonna have to spend some money to make it, but we gotta make some money because, as I mentioned in the last episode, my admittedly bad math strongly suggests that we may have lost money on this whole endeavor because I think it's mostly because I mowed the grass in spring, not remembering that it's not that well developed in spring because it's coming back from its more dormant wintry reduction in height basically. So I harvested young grass. I think that's why so I'm pretty sure I would have got maybe twice as much. I don't know. And then we maybe would have actually made some money. But I think I'm actually going to lose money by the time it's all said and done. So, we gotta make some money. So we're going to get this field finished. Then we're going to get this seeded. And I said I was going to do a couple of things at one time. What I mean is that on this episode, this will be the first one that I'm going to hire an AI worker. So I'll get this as soon as this field's ready. I'm going to get a seeder. I might go ahead and buy one. I'm going to set a worker on this field. I'm going to fix the edges too so it's not all jagged and messed up. And get a worker seeding it, putting soybean in the ground because that's the only thing I have left. Well, other than grass and cover crop or trees. I'm not doing trees yet. Or olives, but I'm not doing those either. I don't know how. And it requires extra machinery. So I got one day left basically. It's the last day I can plant a spring crop of all the major crops. So soybeans could be planted today. So that's what we'll do. Get some soybean seeds in the ground. And while the AI worker is doing that, I can do something else. So I'll be able to start setting up for the sheep. And I'm actually going to start even smaller than that. We're going to start with bees. Because bees don't require water or straw or hay or anything. They just go and find wildflowers for their food, as a bee does. And they slowly make you honey without you having to really do anything. So the only thing you have to do is transport the honey to a sell point once they make it. So, all right. So we got to do the plow. I got to do the plow. I'm gonna get this field extended a bit more, and then we'll continue with today's farm work. Okay, so I just finished the last bit of extending that field. Just need to park this tractor. For now, I'll just park it here. Not a great spot, but doesn't really matter that much. Alright, so we just got to fix these jagged edges. Oh, and I forgot to hit the bits in the middle and stuff, so the spots I missed actually I'm going to get real quick. And then that field will be done, and I'll show you on the map how large it actually is. It looks about to be a little more than a third of our land, so we could definitely get another second field that's going to be almost as big. And then we'll have to clear some trees to, not just little ones like this one, but like the big ones on these other parts of the land. About a third of it looks like at least is just forested, like right over there where I'm looking now. And clear a lot of that, we can get more farming. And we'll make money from the logs, of course. But it'll take a while because I'm probably going to have to use a chainsaw. All right, just got a bit more to do here, and then this field is finished. All right, I just parked the tractor right across the road, and now all we have to do to finish this field, and it's just after 8 a.m. in the game too, so we still have some time left in this day. All we have to do to finish it is to just clean the edges with the landscaping and the painting tool. And we'll just do regular grass, enlarge the tool with M, switch to circle with V, and see if we can clean this up. And we might not do a perfect rectangle. Well, it's not going to be perfect for sure, but we might actually also just make it come out a bit to kind of maximize what we're using and make it also fit the road to a degree. All right, and then we have to really fix this other side. It's well, especially on down here on this end. Uh, so we'll just cut straight down here, I guess. Oh, another important thing or an important thing about the grass landscape painting that I'm doing that I didn't remember to mention last episodes. I need to make this smaller to get a better edge. It's just getting worse and worse. It's getting more and more jagged. That's not what I want. It's kind of hard to do when they're a diagonal, but that's not bad. A little rough. It'll do. It'll do. Plenty of rooms for mistakes in farming. But what I was going to say about the grass, as you can see, there's no grass when I paint, just the texture of grass, right? That's actually pretty important. You know, you would think it would just grow some grass over time, but I don't think that it actually does. But you can fix it. You just have to do a second layer of, oh God. Okay, we're going to get creative and make this a little different than maybe it was originally planned. We're going to do this, and then we're just going to, because I can't, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Well, maybe a little, you can do this all day. The perfectionist in me, I mean, I'm all perfectionist. Like, it's not a perfectionist in me that shows up every now and then. It's like, all right, no, I can leave that. That's fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. At least this side's pretty. Oh yeah, and I was gonna fix this a little bit here. This edge at least is like perfect. Once I fix this, if I don't screw it up. All right, there we go. Better not touch it anymore. Okay, so like I was saying, you paint grass, right? You're left with just the texture, no actual grass. If you want it to grow and act normal, I think you can mow it and it'll regrow probably too after you do this. You have to go into plants and look for, there's like, depending on the map, and by default there's only one or two choices now. The default I think is meadow. That's what I'm going to use. If you do meadow, I'll make it a circle, but we'll keep it kind of small. Do meadow and it paints grass, actual grass, like actual growing grass. I don't know if you have to paint it 100% too. I guess you probably do if you want all of the bits to grow back and act proper, and like act like the rest of the grass, the wild grass. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then this field is done. And let's see, it's 9 a.m. in the game, so we still got time. We still got time to plant some soybean. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It might actually look cool if it does have some bare patches that don't come back. Look like it got trampled too many times by farm machinery. Okay, sweet. We have our first field. All right. Yeah. That's the good stuff. All right. Gotta go and get a seeder. I guess I'll just drop the plow. This is the worst place to drop it. Maybe not the worst, but screw it. That's what we're doing. All right. I'm gonna drive to town and then resume. Oh God, sorry, my dog. Yeah, I'll resume when I get to town. Okay, making our way into the center of town now. And it's around the center, and that's where we find the dealership here, the Clever Motors. Gotta pick up a seeder. I'm gonna probably go ahead and buy one. I have some modded ones that are cheaper, that are definitely a little too good to be true, but they're smaller, so you can use them on smaller, weaker tractors. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably buy one. Even though we only have one field to sow at the moment, as soon as possible, I'm gonna be moving to 2 fields, maybe 3 even. Because we could take we could take a loan from the bank. We could take, I think right now we could do up to $500,000 500,000, which sounds like a lot. But of course, in farming, that doesn't necessarily, especially modern machinery, man, it's expensive. It is not necessarily going to go very far. So this one, yeah, it says it requires 125 horsepower. That's definitely probably too far to stretch it. This is 90 horsepower and 4 meters wide. We'll probably do that. We have 82 horsepower. We almost have enough. It probably should be fine. And it's only 17,500. And like I say, this is from a mod that was from the Amazon D9 mod. And yeah, it's just a little bit older of a seeder, but it still has good capacity and everything. Just takes, it's not as heavy, I guess, so it doesn't take as much, as strong of a tractor to pull as the the other seeders that come in the game when you don't have any modded ones. So we'll go ahead and buy it. Decent chunk of money, but I'm planning to do a lot of seeding over time, so eventually it'll pay for itself. Eventually it'll take some time. Unless I really expand like more aggressively and just get a couple more fields as soon as possible. Like I say, maybe go into debt a little bit to do it, but might be worth it. But for now, we're starting pretty small for the first year or two on the farm. So I just gotta turn around, back this thing up to our new seeder. Now, it also, it makes sense, even though we have seeds at the farm, to go ahead and fill up while we're here. I mean, we're already here, so it makes sense to buy a bag of seeds. 800 bucks, which is not bad actually at all compared to a lot of other things you have to buy, a lot of other expenses on the farm. And I just press R. And it filled it up, and there's still some in the bag, so we'll just pick that up next time we ever buy bags and load a flatbed with pallets or bags. We'll just grab it when we do that. Just leave it here for now. All right, so just gotta wrong lane, little getting a little wild. Hopefully we don't get pulled over for drunk driving. That would be a cool challenge. No, I don't know. This kind of game doesn't need that. Like, it would be, that would be annoying. All right, so I've just got to ride back to the farm with our new seeder. Whoa, okay, but okay, that wasn't. I thought it was going to be a bit of a problem. I ran up a fence there when I wasn't driving so well. And this is the challenges of farming. This almost took out that mailbox. We're good. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay, we are almost back to the farm. I just got just a bit of lag there. It may have been because my computer is not the best. It's getting the job done. Getting the job done, though, I think. All right, so yeah, there we are. That's our shed. And here we go, and it's right at 11 a.m. in the game, which isn't too bad. That means we should have some. Yeah, I feel good about today in the game. We have enough time to get something done. So now I'm gonna set a worker on this. I'm gonna start it myself, and I'll just set a worker on it. And with seeder, it's pretty easy. Just B to lower it, and B to begin. And it's. Oh, I was like, oh, I'm freaked out. So this. That is true. That is true, game. So the thing is, when you fill up on seed in this game, it simplifies it, and you just get all seed types. Of course, in reality, you fill it with whatever seed you were going to plant, but this just has all the types and just always get the types. So, but I have to switch to the proper type. And I can't remember the key now to do that. Let's see, F1 to bring it up. And I don't see it. I thought it was Y. Hang on, let's see here. Huh. Alright, I'll resume here in a sec. Oh, is that one of these? Yeah, I'll see if I can figure it out, because I can't remember. Okay. It was either a bug or the fact that I tried to start planting wheat. I couldn't do it until I pressed Q to drop the seeder and just picked it back up. Press Q to pick it back. It's the equivalent. Did you turn it off and turn it back on again? But I didn't have to restart the game and reload again for the next step. So now it comes back. I knew it was Y. So the Y key is select seed. Just need to select something that could be planted right now, which is only a couple of things. We're doing soybean. So now we can do it. Now it's just V to lower it and B to begin. And F1, I can clear that. And off we go. And it should look a little bit different. Yep, you can see now we got a seed bed, planted seeds of soybean. And this tool just plants seeds, but there's some tools, there's a few in the larger tools, the more expensive stuff, that can plant seeds and place fertilizer at the same time, which is excellent. I'm obviously going to want to get one of those as soon as I can afford it or have a large enough tractor for it, or both. All right, so that's the matter. That's all you have to do. Then I can press B to raise it and B to stop seeding. You don't have to. You'll just be dragging it across the ground and trying to seed in places you can't. It won't actually use up the seeds, I don't think. But so V and B to lower it and start it again. Get lined up. I should have a better camera. I should stop getting it in the trees, and there we go. And it's slower because I am actually going uphill a bit. It doesn't hardly look like it, but every time I go this direction, yeah, it's slower. It kind of looks like I'm uphill, but slightly. And technically, this tool is a little heavier than we're supposed to be pulling with this tractor, which I might also be part of it. But you did it with the plow, and I think we do have enough power for that plow. Anyway. Yeah. I'm going to do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to set an AI worker on it to work on other things at the same time. Okay, so I'm planting seeds now, but I'm going to go ahead and get a worker going. All I actually have to do is press H. If you have the tool and the tractor and you have it in the right place, they should be able to figure it out. Now, you can also do some cool stuff, but they don't always figure it out. It depends on the map and how much room they have to maneuver. But you can also do some cool stuff in FS22 with this second option when you bring up the map. And you can select one of your tractors and you can hit spacebar or press at the bottom here, cancel. Well, it's cancel job right now because there actually is one in progress, but it would be start to, or create job. And you could just, at the right here, the top right, you could choose for the job what you wanted them to do. And it's not that many options, but you can have them like drive a tractor from point A to point B, but hopefully it's a very clear route with no obstructions whatsoever. But they can figure that out. So, like a main highway, they get confused though, even with those sometimes. But it's not bad though. It is what it is. But yes, that's another way to do it for sure. In fact, you can tell an AI worker to drive to a field and start seeding it. But a lot of times I'll just start the process and try to get some of it done myself so that I save money and I don't have to pay as much on wages. As I mentioned in an earlier episode, I am paying a little less than half the wages that the default game provides to the workers. Sorry, they're just pixels. I'm sorry, ma'am. I know that times are tough. I know that they are. I'm so sorry. It's a good thing it isn't real life, though. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't slash people's wages if it was real life. But anyway, of course I don't own any business in real life, so it's no problem either way. But in this game, I pay less. I use a mod that allows you to adjust their wages. I pay less because I like to use a lot of AI workers. If you do that otherwise, you'll just lose money or you'll break even. You won't even make money. Well, depending on what you do and what you have the workers do. But yeah, now they do make overtime pay though. They pay. I think I have that fairly high, so I think they make almost twice as much if it's after 6 p.m. and they make like almost 3 times as much. Or I think I'll check it at some point. That after like midnight or something. Let me check it now. Wait, it didn't come up. Dang it. Oh, you can't bring it up while you have a worker working because otherwise it's like you're changing parameters for something that's already in progress. I forgot about that. So I'll just show that as soon as there's not a. I could dismiss them and just reinstate, but it's fine. We'll keep them going. They're getting it done. She's getting it done. Nice. All right. Wonderful. So if we just stand there and watch the worker, of course, we're just wasting money because we're doing it right. So what you do is get some other money-making lines going. So that means we need to start simple with a beehive, or maybe a couple. So beehives, you can start really small with those. I've never actually started with the very smallest because I think, like this is like the smallest. It's only 1,100 bucks, like it's nothing. But I imagine it makes honey so incredibly slow that why would you even bother? But I don't want to spend too much. But I'll probably get. See, this one's 4,400. This is 6,600. And it goes up, and that's 12 and a half thousand. And there's 19,000 for the biggest. I won't know if I either do like one of these or two or more of these. Maybe expand in time, but I don't want to put it right here. Now, what's really cool in this game too is when you put a beehive close, and I don't know how close. Probably doesn't have to be that close, but if it's close to, of course, I don't own the land on the other side. If it's close to a field where you grow sunflowers, potatoes, or soybean, maybe? No, not soybean. I can check in the in-game help. There's actually a decent in-game help. I don't think the game had this when it launched, but they added it in, or they had one that was limited or something. I think it's much better now. I don't know. I didn't play it when the game launched, but I know that it's. I think that kind of thing is in here. Uh, so we should go to bees. So it produces honey, and what's cool about bees is you don't have to provide water or anything like I mentioned before. And if you put it near a field that has canola, that's what it was. Canola, sunflower, or potato. Then you get a little bit of a yield boost. It's not huge, but it'll increase your yield a little bit because, which is actually realistic. That's cool. It should be realistic because those are sunflower, potato, and canola have a lot of flowering activity, a whole lot of flowering activity, which a lot of plants do, but grains don't really, right? Wheat and stuff. So it attracts the bees. The bees in turn pollinate more of the crop, so you get more yield. So, and actually, I've grown canola and I've grown. I haven't grown potato or what was the other one? Sunflower yet, but I'd like to do sunflower because they're so beautiful. Can you imagine a whole field of your own sunflowers? I seriously would love that. Okay, anyway. Oh, I'm just wasting time talking. That's fine. That's fine. It's farming. It's not always super paced, hyper paced. Although there's a lot of work to do, so sometimes you work through the night. Frequently in real farms. Uh, from what I hear. Okay. Bees. Get some beehives. So if we normally are going to work the field, down the longest side, then where the AI workers would mostly be turning around is on the shortest end. But we may not put it near the damn field at all. We don't have to. What's cool about these is you can place them. Well, no way. I do want to put it near the field because I will get. Yeah, I am going to try to grow at least one of the crops. Not right now. We're doing soybean, but no. What I was thinking about is the honey. The honey spawning area you can place anywhere you want, really. And these you can place where you want if you don't care about the small yield bonus of those few crops. Maybe you never grow those crops, and then it wouldn't matter. So, I guess I'll put it. You know what? I'll put it like, let's see, if the farmhouse is going to be here, might be some backyard stuff here. So probably about around the middle of the, base of this field. And if the other field next to it is growing those, it'll probably be close enough, I'm sure. I don't think it has to be that close. I imagine it's probably not super duper close. So I like to have a small buffer between fields anyway, where I might have a gravel road, for instance. So this can kind of fit into that gap somewhere, maybe like down here. And I guess I'll get either two of these small ones. Yeah, that's a little more than the largest one, but still isn't a huge investment. I like that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So we got one. I wonder how close you can put them. Pretty close. So we'll put one there. And there we go. Now I only have to do one more thing to get the honey. We have to place the spawn area, or the area for the jars of honey to show up. And we don't do that from here. We do that from Shift P. to get into the build interface, go to animals and bees again, then we just pick this one here. It just puts down a little zone for the production to come out. So we could put that wherever it's the most convenient to just get the honey. Hell, we just put it like right here, and then I could make more of that gravel so it'll look good. Maybe that might be in the way though. That might be in the way. Maybe we'll get smart and put it like, I'm gonna change that from dirt and grass. Yeah, maybe just maybe over here. Or what if we want to get a bigger shed later? Decisions. Sometimes it's difficult for me to decide, like, truly. Well, right there. That's what overlaps with another. Oh, dang it. Was that the trees or? Oh, okay, over here's fine. Right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna see if I can make that more prominent with. No, not concrete. Let's do gravel, and then I'll actually maybe use some gravel with dirt too to like add variation. I like to do that. Make it more interesting. Part of it's sunken into the ground a bit. One corner, that corner there. That's fine. You know, we can see where it's at. Now it's got like a little platform. Okay, so yeah, that should be fine. And very slowly, jars of honey will show up. Sorry, pretty soon actually, a pallet with just a jar or two will show up, and then over time it'll slowly fill up with honey until we feel like transporting it and selling it. Okay, so we got this baler today too. It's about it's almost 3 p.m. in the game. I got work to do. So I'll have to get this tractor running. One of our dutes. I gotta find out how to say that company's name. I'm so sorry. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get this baling going on. Okay, I got some baling to do. While I'm baling, I just thought about it. I'll explain a bit. I didn't explain before why am I paying basically the base wages? Why are they half the normal wages for the AI workers? Like, whoa, that seems like a big cheat, right? I get to just slash my wages in half, like how much I have to spend. Yeah, well, it's because I want to get to a point, where I can be running 2, 3, 4 workers and have like multiple fields and plan out, be sort of a farm manager type thing. I gotta drop this field, and that's one way to do it, and it eases up a bit on me having to stress about how much farm work I really have to do, because it's a game. I love the ability to spend a bit of money that, it's a good deal. Even in the default game, it's a fairly good deal. Oh, we're gonna check here. I don't think they got to do all the field because that tree got in the way. So they did the portion they could get to on the other side of that tree. But what's going on here? I didn't start it back up. Okay, yeah, I think I had it lowered but not turned back on to pick up on this thing. No, then I think did I do it wrong? Yeah, I had screwed it all up. You gotta have V for lower the pickup. You gotta have it lowered. You gotta hit B to begin baling, but if you don't have both those on, I kept switching it. I think I had one off and one on, and then I switched it back to where the other was off and the other was on. Alright, hopefully you get what I'm saying. Yeah, now, what I didn't explain, the AI workers, why did you slash the wages in that? Well, like I say, part of it was that way I could have several of them go in at a time and have, like, kind of manage the farm, and actually do that without just losing money, or breaking even, or making very little, like a little bit of money. Then I'll never be able to buy a new piece of equipment if I make a little bit of money, and never make a lot of money, or at least a little bit of money, moderate amount of money. So, and there's another reason I can't remember now. Maybe it'll come to me. Sorry, sometimes trying to operate things where I have to manually drop the bales, and I have to manually close the thing. To do that and explain stuff and talk about stuff is difficult at times. It'll come to me though. Okay, yeah, so I already sort of explained some of it, but the only other reason too is that when I'm able to use the AI a lot more often without losing money, I still find that there's a lot of jobs the AI can't really do that well, or that I have to go back and actually fix a lot of it or do, and there's jobs that I just flat out can't really do. So unless you download mods like Courseplay and stuff that really improve that, where you can set very specific parameters for the AI. But without that stuff, I just haven't used those yet. Without that stuff, there's plenty of things that the AI just can't do, or can't do that well, that I end up doing anyway. So there's still plenty of work to get done on the farm, on the virtual farm. But yeah, it's mostly that I can have a bunch of them going eventually, and just manage a farm. I think that's fun to me. That's exciting. Now I'm doing a terrible job of this. Well, not too bad, but I'm missing bits. You can see lots of smaller bits I'm gonna have to grab. That's it. I was just thinking about that auto-loading bale trailer. I originally was going to use that too to collect all the bales, right? That thing's like $50,000 to buy it. To lease it was like over 10,000 probably. It was a lot. Oh, it's not full yet. What am I doing? I heard the beeping, the warning sound that it's getting full, but it's not quite there. But yeah, can you imagine if I tried to do the auto-loading bale trailer as an additional expense after I'm pretty sure I'm mostly breaking even as it is? Oops. That would be, yeah, that would not have been. Farming ain't easy, guys. I'm just gonna be like losing money. Oh man, we'll make money. We'll eventually make money. We will. I was just thinking I'm gonna. Oh, you can see there's already 1 or 2 jars of honey. Yeah. Well, actually, it's 1 box of honey, but in reality, it's probably just a couple of jars. Now, I was just thinking, why? Like, the reason I drove over here is because I've been dumping the hay on either sides of the field, right? Might as well put some of it that's like close to the storage, because when I need it, it'll be nice to have some handy too. Which I don't know if I'll need it right around here, but here it goes. You just press Y to unload. Press Y to close it again. You have to do that before it starts to work again. And you can. A lot of these have auto unload, but you end up having to stop anyway because it can't suck up hay while it's unloading. So you have to pay attention and back up and stop the thing anyway. So like a lot of times it doesn't even help you that much, but plus it's kind of nice to be able to plan out once you're full, like, where am I going to drop this next bale? Where would be handy to pick it up later, or unless I'm using an auto load bale trailer, which means it doesn't matter that much because it's going to be easy. But yeah, it's things to think about when you're farming. Whoops! I honestly did not do that intentionally. I was trying to drop this hay, like around near this tree, maybe right here, but I overshot it, and ran right over the honey. Luckily, I have liftable pallets and big bags mod, so I could lift that easily and put. Actually, we don't want it necessarily there. We don't have to have it there. Well, we do actually want it to fill up, and then once it's full, we want to take it off of there, because if it fills up and nothing else can spawn, it will just pause on making you honey. The bees just take a break and be like, yes, finally, we get a vacation. God, this guy's ass making money every day, all year. Actually, it hasn't been a year yet, but can you imagine? Look, you can actually see the bees too. I was expecting you to just be able to hear them, but no, you see them and they actually fly out the correct end. I guess I don't know if yeah, which I pointed at the field, so it looks proper too. They go out to the field. They're looking for flowers though, and they're like, it's a freaking wasteland. And so they get here, they're like, good God, what happened to the world? Everything is like a scorched earth. Oh, see, there's no. No, they have to go a little bit further. And they're like, oh, paradise, we made it. Boom. Look at all these flowers. Then they get happy. But we want to make them happy with our crops right now, the soybean. But that's okay. They can't. There's not enough flowering going on for that to generate the bees or to help the plants. But that's okay. Next round we'll try to do sunflower or canola. Canola's easy too, and you get a. Do you get a higher yield or a lower yield canola? One of them is nice because you get actually a lower yield, but they're worth more. I think it is canola maybe. So, meaning that you need less volume of it to make some money. So you need smaller tippers and trailers. I got this thing just like sitting here. Look at this thing. This is cool. Can you imagine? God, the people who use this stuff in real life, like, you imagine how dangerous that is too, to be like near any of that and anything goes wrong. Man, you become a bale. I don't know. No, I can't. It's not like that. It's not like that. No. Anyway, good God. Here we go. Farming. Getting the tools dirty, the rented tools. Alright. So actually, I've got only a little bit more baling to do, so I need to actually stop doing that for the moment, really, because I have an important task to do, which is to finish the AI's job. And I totally understand it. This one's actually understandable. The trickery that is this tree, really screwed with the AI. And you know what? It's going to screw with me too. So I get it. You know what? I get it. But yeah, I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, I got down to the other end of the field here. There's our bees right there. This is where the AI worker left the tractor when they finished. So they actually tried. They tried. They were like, they got all the way down this to this, but just it's not. They couldn't do this part from here beyond because that tree just made them so angry. They're like, screw that. I'm not even gonna. Anyway, yeah, they didn't get this. That's fine. That means that I'll do that part of the work, which takes me a little bit more time, but obviously it means I spend less money, which is great. Really. Yeah, so it's just a matter of finishing up this bit. And then we'll have soybeans in the ground. We'll have bees making honey. So hopefully, we have hay we're going to sell. Now that I've waited to sell it, we will sell, but I'll probably sell the next time. Actually, I don't know. Hay doesn't get that much of a price. Like, it's not worth that much money. So the time of the year when it's higher, you earn more, but not drastically. So I think actually. Anyway, got to make some kind of money, a little bit of money. Yeah, and then once we get the honey going, oh god, oh no, I think I'm stuck. Why is it? Oh no, wait, maybe if we drop if we drop it and then we can move it back. It's stuck. Oh, it's truly stuck. Oh lord, something happened. Something went wrong. That's okay. We can fix it. Maybe not on site. I might have to reset the tool to the shop and then go and get it. Oh, it's gonna be like midnight by the time I finish the day's work. Get out of there if you could just. Oh no, but that made it worse. Okay, this is Farming Simulator, baby. Every every now and then, you gotta deal with these kind of things. But you know what? Oh, there we go, baby. Yes, yes. And then there's the satisfaction of winning. Way too amusing for me. I don't know about you guys are probably like, what the hell? Oh man. I think this all is my fault though, really, if you think about it. It's me who chose to make this field come down here so dang close to the tent. I mean, technically, I shouldn't even be able to work this part of the field because it should get tangled up in these. But thankfully, it doesn't. In these ropes. Oh man, I got greedy, I guess. I just like ran that field right up to the house. In fact, if I had the farmhouse here, you'd try to. You step outside, you're walking on crops, man. It's not a proper. Sorry. We'll make it work. And this is where this game can get kind of challenging, even on normal difficulty, if you start thinking about what we're doing. So I'm planting soybean. Cool. I'm going to have to wait, 8 to 10 months. I'm not sure what it is. As much as a year, practically, to get the harvest, right? Maybe not quite, but once you harvest it, the harvest time is when you would earn the least amount, because that's when everybody's harvesting it. So you then have to save it another 6 months, maybe, before it's actually profitable enough to properly sell it. You could sell it as soon as you wanted or sell part of it. You're just doing it knowing you're making one of the lowest amount. If you do it when you harvest, you're making the lowest amount. So, and I'll show you what I mean here. I might as well show you. Go to the calendar, the crop calendar. We're planting right now. Here, soybean. So we have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Well, we're planting in the latest part of the planting period, so actually 5 months probably, right? Right before winter, we can harvest it. If we sell it then, anytime after that, right then or right after it, not gonna make much. You can see that if you go here to prices. We go to we're doing soybean. This tells us the current prices and where we can sell it to get that, or even buy it. I think here you're the one. They're the ones buying here, and you're the one buying here. If you go down here, show price fluctuations or hit spacebar, you'll see what I'm talking about. we're planting it like what around your summer, the latest part. So when it's harvest time, that's when the lowest possible price is, man. That's when because that's when people have it most readily available. So then we'll have to wait all the way back till like next summer, exactly, basically a year. Yeah, so we basically won't see a dime of this effort for a year. Hence why I had to get some kind of other income stream for this, or else we were just gonna have to go right into debt, which actually works. You could do that. You just got to know what you're doing to make money, enough money to cover the interest and still, which is actually totally doable. I just have to do more work, have more fields, have more equipment, hire more workers, leverage all of it, whatnot. Okay, finally have it done. Except for the part where the tree is, where you just can't get all of it because the tree is there. I'd get close as I could. So, I'll just park this here. Hit F to turn off the lights. Hit Enter to turn off the engine. Thank you, dudes. It's getting kind of muddy. Oh, I like it. Look at that. Love it. I love it. So, that was kind of a full day. And oh god, I still have to return that. I'll do that off camera. So I'm going to go ahead and this will be the end of this episode. It's gotten kind of long, this episode, a bit. But I'm going to return the baler. I'll just do the last little bits, I guess. Return it before midnight. And yeah, we got soybean in the ground. We got bees making honey over there. And it's coming out here. Let's see what we got so far. So it says it is 36 liters. Hey, yeah, that's several jars. A lot of jars. If you assume like a liter jar, that's kind of a large jar. Maybe like 36 jars. That's cool. I'm sure it's not much money in the actual game terms. Actually, I have a mod that is really nice. I really recommend it, called Time Saving Stock Check. You get this extra option in the menu above prices. It's not showing it yet, but there's either a delay. I think there's a delay, or else that won't show up for some reason. But I think it will show up. I know that it did it for wool, but there is a delay. I think stuff you have, anything you have, grain, crops, honey, any product should show up here. We actually have nothing that's registering at the moment, and it'll even have the current price for what if you went and sold it right now, like, and then it'll have like the maximum price that it would ever sell for. Essentially, you get all the information to and which month that falls under right here. It's really great. You get a nice summary real quick of what your stocks are, what you have. Time saving stock check allows you to quickly check your stocks, see what you've got. Of course, you can do that by just going through all the different menus and stuff, but then also the menus won't tell you where it's at. You have to remember, is it at the silo, at the grain storage, at the railway, or anyway. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. This has been Mr. Axebane. Have a great day.